Yesterday, I listened to the most recent update, the most recent video on Nino's Corner with 107. And I'm starting to see some nonsense repeating itself, like it's 21 again. And everyone honestly thought some operation was underway. It was before the mids, and it'll definitely be before the next one in 24, the next electoral. And a lot of people believed it, and when the time came, it was always like, I didn't say that he'd be back. I said people will feel like the fool who voted for this former guy, and such and so on, whatever. I'm not saying he doesn't have a lot of knowledge about this stuff, and doesn't know what's going on. But he basically said they'll steal it again, or in a nutshell, they can steal it again, and it'll then happen. The big trials and all that stuff with military will happen by this time next year. So now, and by that time, 50% unemployment, shelves in the stores completely emptying, homes going to illegal, and and he'll probably say, but it would have been more catastrophic if there was a civil war. Yeah. I mean, enough with this. You know what I mean? How many people truly believe this guy? I'm not saying I do or I don't. How many people truly believe this mystery guy? Okay? There's something else I want to say. I guess I'll just say it. And I can kind of see why the part of me gives up hope in such a sense, because you see a lot of Christians, instead of praying against all this stuff and standing up, and a lot of the leadership of the Christian church, they're going, this is it. We are Babylon. So they're pretty much calling themselves a bad name. We are Babylon. Whether it's true or not, I'm not trying to argue with anybody. And it's inevitable. We're going to fall. He's going to come back, be better, ready to rapture. That can be any day. So, instead of, being ready and trying to fix the problem now, they're signing on to this inevitability. And they've been saying that for 2,000 years. I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm not trying, I'm not trying to spit on the thing that, the notion that it can't happen or it can happen. But it's very disheartening that people are just, it's like they're giving up. Oh, this is inevitable. It's going to happen. And you know what? I think God kind of sees that a little like laziness. They've kind of made a certain sect of Christianity into a church called the End Times Church, rather than, a Holy Ghost filled church. It seems like that's where it's going. So anyway, there's just a couple things we got to think about. At least Mr. 107 thinks there's hope. Even although with China, eventually, there's this Armageddon thing. Whatever. If you're right with God, you don't have to worry about all this stuff. You don't have to argue or debate about pre and post raptures and stuff. I mean, it's such ridiculousness that's become the focal point of the Christ conversation. So anyway, I just want to say that guy, the whole thing about, it's kind of like he's just guessing. It's like, by this time next year, by that time, in March, and then it'll be March again, and then it'll be October surprise, and before you know it, it's 2028, and you're taking over. I mean, such utter stupidity. And then people will say, "Oh, just wait, though. Both the Senate and the Congress will get taken by MAGA, and she'll just be a lame duck." And, it's like this is such stupidity. There's like people starving, and and then it's going to be 92%. I just think he's guessing. I think he's guessing. I think he doesn't want to show his face because when SHTF happens, someone sees him on the street, they'll kick him in the nuts if they recognize him.